So you are joining me on pre-travel day, and this vlog will also be like embarkation day for our Disney fantasy sailing, which is a 7-night cruise through the Norwegian Fjords, leaving from Southampton in the UK. Now, this trip didn't originally have a pre-travel day. We were just going to travel down tomorrow morning like we planned and like we did for our cruise last August. However, I looked this morning and there was still some availability in some of the hotels, and the price was a lot cheaper than it was when I looked a few weeks ago. And we thought, why not start the holiday early? Let's have dinner here tonight and then head down to Southampton. It's only about an hour drive. Be there ready in the morning to board the Disney Fantasy. So that is what we're doing. I have quickly changed my sweatshirt out for my Disney Cruise Line like quarter zip. So this is available on the ships for this year's sailing, but it was also on the Disney store. So I got this for my birthday and it is very soft and cozy, perfect for this wet, rainy weather we are currently having, which is also partly the decision of travelling down tonight when the roads are a little less busy. So let's take a look at all the luggage that myself and my fiance Aaron have got to fit in my Fiat 500. Ooh. So we have one like cabin sized suitcase. So this cabin sized suitcase will be coming on with us on the ship. So this has like our bottles of Prosecco and stuff in it. So that has to come on with you. In here is like one of our other suitcases. This will not be coming with us. We will drop that off and they will put it on the ship for us. And this mostly has like our wet weather gear. So it has like hiking shoes, coats, like different cover-ups, thermals and stuff, because it's cold and wet and I like to stay warm. So that's mostly what's in there. Like, it's pretty much just shoes and our wash kit. We then have our rucksacks each. So Aaron has this Disney Cruise Line lug one, which we got at the character outlets in May, and I have my Disney Parks Loungefly, which I got for my birthday. And then we have my giant case, which is massive but has absolutely everything else in it. So that's what we've got for 7 nights. So yeah, we have all of this, which might seem a little excessive for 7 nights, but we're doing a few excursions, so I want to have warmer clothes, and it's just best to take layers this time of year. And we have clothes for formal night and semi-formal night because we enjoy dressing up. So yeah, we have quite a lot of stuff, but especially when you're driving and you're not getting on a plane, it makes it a lot easier to take more luggage if you can, and we know that these will all fit under like the bed in the stateroom. So yeah, we're now going to try and get these in the car while there's a break in the weather, and then we'll catch you on the drive and when we get to Southampton. And I probably should say where we're staying. So we are staying at the Leonardo Royal Southampton Grand Harbour Hotel, something in that order. I have stayed there before in COVID. Aaron's never stayed there, so we're looking forward to it. It's nice. Hopefully we're going to get a room with a view, fingers crossed, and it's just very close to the ports. So yeah, catch you soon. Are you excited?
Yes, very.
We are in the car. We have everything fit in with space for more, so I'd call that a win. So we are now going to head on an hour-ish drive to Southampton. So Aaron might grab some B-roll, but if not, we will see you when we get there. We are here at the Royal Leonardo Grand Harbour Hotel. We didn't film the pulling up and that because I chucked Aaron out of the car with all the suitcases and went to park up. So I think we booked a superior room with a view, maybe, can't quite remember the name, but it's the one up from the normal one. And we have a huge bed. Now I don't know if this is their standard double because I definitely only booked double, but the bed is absolutely massive. We then have, let me turn this around. There is also a small desk with like coffee making stuff and that, and if you know me, I don't drink those, but there is little short bed briskets in there. There's a nice mirror. Then you've got your usual like chair, a little table, a giant bed, and then the bathroom's that way. But this is the window. So the harbour, it's really wet, so you won't be able to see as well, but the harbour is just over there, and in the very far distance, that way you can see the Queen Mary 2, who is currently in dock. And if we head this way, there's like a small storage area, but we've just dumped all our bags here because there's so much space in these rooms. There are little storage cupboards with like a beverage cooler and space for hanging stuff and an iron as well. And then we have the bathroom in here. You've got a proper bath, there's a shower, towels, they feel pretty alright, sink with a huge really bright mirror, and then toilet and that down there. So yeah, that's the room, pretty happy with it, all that we need for a night. So we're gonna get settled in, and then you'll probably just see us in the morning at this point. So I would show you, but it's so wet that you're definitely not going to be able to see out the window. But we can definitely see the Horizon Terminal, so like dock gate 10, which is where the Fantasy will be docking in the morning. So when we wake up in the morning, we are gonna see the Fantasy. I'm so excited. Like, that's crazy. And I can't believe, like this morning, 9 o'clock this morning, we weren't booked. We were coming down here tonight, we were doing it in the morning. We were going to drive up, do spoons like we did last time, but I'm so happy to be here. It feels like holiday started. I feel so much calmer being here given the weather. Like, one of the ways we started going then got closed, so we had to change ways, and doing that tonight rather than tomorrow morning just feels a lot better. And I think the room was only with breakfast, I want to say it was like maybe just under 170. Aaron, do you remember? No, I want to say it was around 170. I think it was 145 without breakfast, and then we added breakfast on, but we were coming to Southampton to get breakfast anyway, so 145 for the room. And yeah, I don't think it's bad. £70 each to, one, get the view of the Fantasy as soon as we wake up, and two, be so much more chilled and be in holiday mode already was definitely worth it. So I would definitely recommend it. I always thought it was silly because we were only an hour drive away, but yeah, it feels good to be here. So yeah, we're probably just going to chill for a bit. I've got my Kindle, so I might do a little bit of reading, and yeah, just chill, enjoy the night. So I will probably catch you tomorrow morning, probably with a view of the Fantasy. Good morning from Southampton. We have been up a little while, we've both had showers, got dressed, and we are just waiting to see the Fantasy pull in actually. Because of the stormy weather, it's been delayed a little bit coming in, so we were expecting to wake up and see it, but it should be arriving shortly. So we're going to watch that come in and then go and grab our breakfast. So here, just there, is the Fantasy. Sorry, Aaron's got a flannel because the window is steaming up. We will literally be boarding that in a few hours. That is so crazy. There's the Mickey funnel! I'm so excited. How excited are you?
Very excited.
I am actually watching the ship come in with Mickey Mouse. There it is. Wow. In a few hours, we're going to be on there having lunch at Cabanas. That is mental. Wow. Can see the aqueduct. Deck 4. I can see Dumbo. Can you see Dumbo, Aaron?
That's a Dumbo.
Oh, I don't think the vlog's gonna see. He's right on the back. But right, we're gonna lose it now behind the Voco Hotel. But there it is. Happy Embarkation Day! So I was a little nervous to vlog in the hotel, but this is what we got for breakfast. We went down at 7 o'clock, as you can see, and I sort of got a full English and Aaron went for similar. And then I also picked up some pastries and a pancake, and there was loads of toppings to choose from as well, and it was all great. So we had breakfast, which was really good. It was like a hot buffet and a continental buffet, and I took a few clips of what we picked up. I didn't want to film the buffet bit because there was quite a few people walking around and no one really wants a camera in their face like in a hotel. It feels a bit different on the cruise ship because there's a lot more people vlogging, but just sort of in a hotel in Southampton I didn't feel that comfortable, but there are some clips of what we had. So we've now been just chilling in the room for the last 2 hours. We've been catching up on vlogs because quite a few vlogs came out last night of people sailing on the Fantasy from the last couple of weeks, so we were watching those. So yeah, they have really put us in the mood for Embarkation Day today, and I am now going to do my makeup, which is the exact same makeup routine that I did in our Disney World trip in May. Yeah, I'm going to quickly do that just to freshen up, and then we've only got a little bit longer until we are going to be taking our luggage down to the car and driving to the port. So I thought that actually I will film my makeup routine. I can't currently see the camera because I don't have my glasses on, so sorry if I'm not looking where I should be, but I thought it'd be fun to update you a little bit on the itinerary for our trip whilst I do my makeup. So I have just popped on the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I need to leave that to set for about 30 seconds, which I have done. So I'm now going to go in with the I'm now going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I don't like really heavy makeup, so I find this just to be enough coverage for what I want. So let's pop that on. And I have no idea what the brush is called, but I just have like the e.l.f. brush that they sell with this foundation. But we are sailing on the 7-night fjord sailings. So we're leaving from Southampton today, which is Monday the 15th of September, and we have 2 days at sea. So tomorrow we have a sea day, which will also be a formal night, and then the next day is like a fjord viewing day. So it is a day at sea, but we will be sailing through the fjords. Then we have our first of 3 port days. So our port days are all like back to back. So we are first, and I'm awful with like pronunciation of names like in the UK, let alone any other country. So we are first going to Alden, where we have booked, not through Disney, but through Alden Adventures, which I believe Max and Alex booked theirs through when they went on this cruise, I believe last year. So we have booked to do the Brickstail Glacier. We haven't booked the troll cars. We quite enjoy a walk, so we will be doing the small hike. I think it takes like 45 minutes to an hour up and then the same back down. And we have then also booked the Skylift, which is like something crazy like the world's steepest or highest or something Skylift. I will tell you when we actually get there and I know what it is. So we have that for our first port day. Our next port day is Aylesund, something like that. And we don't have any excursions booked for this day. It's quite a short day in the port, I believe. And there was something there that really took our fancy. So we're going to get off the ship and we're going to explore. I think there's like a small type like hill that you can climb up and get good views of the ship from. So we will be doing that. And then our last port day is Stavanger, and we have booked the rib boat safari tour thing. So that'll be fun. I'm not sure if I can take the camera on that. We will see. But we have that planned. And then we have another day at sea before we disembark. And Pirate Night will be on the night we're at Alden. So we've got a lot planned, a lot to fit in. Because it's a fantasy, there will be 3 shows. So we will get to see, believe, Frozen and Aladdin. I don't know what order they'll be in yet, but as soon as we get on the ship, we can look at the Navigator app and I will let you know. So yeah, we are just waiting for our port arrival time. So if you haven't sailed on a Disney cruise before, when you check in, and the different days that you can check in depend on your castaway status. So if you haven't sailed before, you'll basically be the last people to get to check in, and I believe that's around 30 days before you sail. and then there's different variations that I can't quite remember on the top of my head. So when you check in, you get given a port arrival time, or a PAT, and that is the time that you are allowed to arrive at the port. Now this doesn't mean that is the time you board this ship. So last time we had a port arrival time of, I want to say, 11:15, and then they started calling the boarding groups. So the boarding groups is what depends on when you can get on the ship. So I think last time we were boarding group like 6 or 7, and this time we are boarding group 10. And at last time there was just a lot more people who it was their first cruise like us, so we just happened to get like a better time, whereas this cruise there's a lot more like silver, gold and platinum members sailing, and pearl as well actually, if I believe there's a few. So those earlier times were already gone by the time it got to the silver check-in. So we will get to the port today for, I want to say 11:30, might be 11:45, I think it's 11:30, and then we have boarding group 10. So last time when we got there, we waited for maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour, and then they started calling the boarding groups. So we imagine that we'll probably be getting on somewhere between like 12 and 1. It just depends when they start calling that first boarding group. And also just given that we know they headed into port like a little later today, that maybe things might take a little bit longer. I didn't say this, but I did just put on my concealer, which is the L'Oreal Paris in Fallible More Than Concealer, and this is in the palest shade they do, because I'm basically a ghost, and all of concealers are really, really dark, so I just picked this one because of the shade. That's all I've got. And then for powder, I'm going to put on the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder as well. Again, I really like this. It's quite light coverage, but it definitely sticks. This survived the Orlando heat, so we'll see how it does in wet, windy conditions today. So yes, we were talking about port arrival times. So once your boarding group is then called, that is then when you can get on the ship. And they ask that you don't arrive to the port more than 30 minutes before your port arrival time. So our port arrival time is 11:30, which means we could be arriving at the port at 11, but we can check out here at 11, so we're just going to check out and then get to the port, because it's only like a 5-10 minute drive. And getting there any earlier doesn't really make a difference, it just means that you can join your queue. So we'll be leaving here around 11 for our port arrival time of 11:30. And last time, because we didn't stay, we had just parked in the West Quay car park and we're just sort of hanging around in the shopping mall waiting for our time. So having a hotel room this time has definitely been a lot better, not only getting to see the ship, but actually not feeling rushed, taking it nice and easy, going down for breakfast, chilling in the room, catching up on Disney vlogs. It's definitely been a much, much better start to the trip than last time, even though it wasn't a bad experience at all. I think I prefer this way of starting what is a busy but relaxing trip. And then for blush, I have this really old blush palette, which is so old I'm not even going to talk about. I definitely need to get a new one, so I'm just going to pop some of that on. But my top tip for you, if you haven't done a Disney cruise before, is once you get to the port, try and see if you can sign in to the ship's Wi-Fi. So now once you're connected to the ship's Wi-Fi, that is when you will see all of the activities in the ship's navigator app. So last time when we were in the Horizon terminal, we managed to connect to the ship's Wi-Fi, and it meant that we knew what we wanted to do, so we could see that Mickey was meeting. So as soon as we got on, we beelined straight to deck 5 to meet Mickey Mouse. Or was it deck 4? It might have been deck 4 actually, not deck 5. To meet Mickey, and then we headed up to Cabanas, and it also meant that we could see our dining rotation for the evening, all the other activities that were happening on the ship, and also when the shows were. So this meant when we were waiting to board, we actually were able to plan a bit of our day, and I will try and show you later, but you can go through and heart all the things that you want to do, and it then keeps them all in one place, and I believe you might get notifications about them. I could be wrong, I'm not sure if I'm remembering wrong, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to, okay, that's what I want to do, I've hearted it, and you can do it for like the whole trip. But things do change, so I would recommend going back and like checking in like every morning, and maybe when you grab lunch, just to see if anything changed, anything's been added. Things move around, it's a cruise, it's natural. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Rose Gold Nude Eyeshadow Palette. I've had this years, I don't know if they still sell this. I've also realised I look like a big elf fangirly. I have only just realised that. I have bought most of this stuff at separate times, but I guess I just like their range. It's affordable, it's good. I don't wear makeup all the time, just mostly when I go places. Like I don't wear it every day for work. I mean, I get up quite early, so it's just one more thing I'd have to wake up to do. So normally only like when we're on holiday or if we go out for a nice day or something do I wear makeup, so this doesn't get much use at all. So yeah. And the final thing that I go in with to set my makeup is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and this one is the Extra Glow. I used to use the Ultra Matte one way back in the day, but we have far past the matte era. It's all about the glow. And again, this is wonderful in Disney. These bottles are a bit pricey, but I find one, the makeup does last, and two, these bottles last ages. I can't even remember when I got this, but it was definitely quite a while ago now. It was probably way before even the last cruise. It might have been maybe for Lanzarote last year in February. I'm not sure, but I love this and I'd rate it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little like get ready with me segment talking about the ship. I always enjoy watching other people's, so I thought maybe it'd be fun if I did one with you all, and I can now see you again, which is brilliant. You'll probably notice that I don't put mascara on. My eyelashes are quite long, and when I'm wearing my glasses they tend to bash against them. So I sort of only put a little bit on maybe for an evening, but I definitely can't put up with wearing mascara all day long. But yeah, so we should hopefully be heading to the ship soon. I'm gonna have to take my ears off because it's so windy out there. I definitely can't be wearing them at the minute, but the magic band is already on as well. And I haven't done outfit of the day yet. So I'm wearing this t-shirt from Little Emporium Magic, which I wore last year. So it's got like the Fab 5 on it with a cruise ship. I'm then just wearing my typical M&S jeans. They're nothing special, I just wear them all the time. And then for later on, I have got my Disney Cruise quarter zip, which you would have seen me wearing yesterday. And this is the one for the Europe sailing this year. So this is the front, and then this is what it looks like on the back. And this text is embroidered and the rest is printed. And I know they were also selling these on the ships, but they were also in stock on the Disney store at the time. Another thing I didn't add is that these ears were from Truly Magical Gift Company, but I don't believe she sells them anymore. But I have a pair and Aaron also has a pair. And then we'll be using the same bags that we showed you yesterday. So yes, we will catch you probably next, either when we're in the car or once we get to the port. It gets a bit chaotic with all the bags, so I'm not quite sure. So we are now loaded up in the car and ready to go. It's 10:55, so by the time we get there, we'll be within our half-hour arrival time. There was like a broken lift, so it took us a bit longer to get down, so we left a little bit earlier than we thought, but we're here in the car, ready to go, so it is a 9-minute drive, so we will probably see you when we get there. You're gonna film some? No. Yeah, we're ready. See you soon. So we are now checked in at the terminal. They are boarding groups 1 through 9, and we are group 10, so we'll be boarding shortly.
Please. Disney Cruise Line would like to invite all guests in boarding 1 through to 10.
That's us. So we are going to go get on the ship now. We're going to have the pre-ship photo because we quite enjoy that, and then we will be on. What's happening, Aaron?
Get on the boat.
Ship.
Ship.
Tennessee. We actually did last time, didn't we? Let's have a look. Is it down there? Not that I can see. I think the other one will arrive first.
Have a good time, everyone. Have a good time.
See, we were like down there last time, and now we're like up there.
What's your family's name? Abbie and Aaron.
Joy and JC.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Abbie and Aaron.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Osterberg family.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Josh and Molly.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard the Ryan family.
That was like the quickest we've done that. That was mental. We're going up.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Kat and Connor.
We're on the ship. Oh, I can smell the ship.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Tony and Apple.
Aaron can't smell, but I can smell, and I can smell the ship. That is like my favourite thing. I feel like just hands down it's the smell of the ship. I have a candle like this, and it's incredible. But we are enjoying the cube.
Francesca,
Maybe
Fiona.
Minnie, maybe Goofy. I don't know. I just like to get a character meet in as soon as
Disney
possible.
Fantasy.
Disney Fantasy, please welcome aboard Abbie and Lou.
We are now on deck 11 and we are heading down to get cabanas, but there is The Lion King playing on Funnel Vision. And there is the aqueduct running, the pools are open. We've got IKEA over there. Are you excited, Aaron? So this is the app that I was saying about. It tells you your muster drill, welcome aboard, about Wi-Fi, and then different activities. So you can see here, like I mentioned earlier, about favoritism, and then they come up on here. But if you click explore, then you can see like everything that's going on the ship today and in all the other days as well. So I've gone for my very typical Cabanas first meal: mac and cheese, chicken tenders, focaccia, asparagus, mixed like stir-fry veg, and a lamb chop, and also the same chicken salad that I got last year because that was amazing. And Aaron got pretty similar. And for a sweet treat, we have gone for the carrot cake each because we love it and we have been waiting to have this again. So these are the drink refill stations, and we just topped up our waters whilst we are here. So we have been chilling here for probably like half an hour or so now, and it is just about to be 1:30. So we are going to go and head down and find our stateroom, which is 6070. We're so excited, and we have, I don't think I've said it yet in this vlog, but we've booked a veranda this time. So Aaron disappeared while I was vlogging, and I'm like, where is he gone? And he has come back with some pizza from Flo's Cafe as a pre-stateroom snack. Are you happy with yourself? Yeah. He's been talking about this pizza since we last came, and we only discovered it like, I think it was at midnight once. So he's been waiting very patiently. I think we're on that side. I don't know. I get confused on what side of the ship we're on every time.
Yeah, right there.
No, we're 6070, so we're that way. I'll let you do the arm in the way.
Oh, we do.
I thought you were using your magic band.
Oh, yeah.
So we have just walked into our stateroom, which is 6070. We've popped our key to the world card, key to the cruise card, not sure what it's called, in here. Because I've got our magic bands, I'll probably just leave it here most of the time. So in the first door, you have the toilet and sink, And on the cruise ships, Disney is famous for the split bathrooms. So in this one, you then have another sink, hello, and you then have the shower with a small bathtub. You then have all of these like wardrobe spaces. I'll show you them now before we put stuff in. So you have coat hangers, we've got loads of coat hangers, and a safe down there if you use that, and that is also where your life jackets are, which you do not need to take to the muster drill. And if you don't know what your muster drill station is, it is in the app, but it's also on the back of the door here. And then this wardrobe has some storage drawers down there. We then have some cups, some storage up here, and some more storage down here. We then have the wonderful bed, which are so comfy, and the cutest little lampshades as well. The beautiful artwork. The sofa, which turns into a sofa bed if you have someone else staying with you. And then over here is the TV, which is currently just playing information you need to know, but we've muted that for the vlog. And then Aaron has I'm just going to move that because that's got my full name on it. Aaron has a beer mug, which was a birthday present from his sister. And we then have our gifts, which we'll get into in just a second. So you have the big desk here with more storage area, cupboard space. There is then a little fridge in here, and some more drawers. And one thing you don't want to miss is the drawer under here, because that is full of your room service for breakfast. The rest of room service you ring up an order, but you put this out on your door the night before. And then there are some postcards from Mickey and Minnie, as well as a letter writing set, which are free to pinch and take home. So this is all pretty similar to what we had before, but this time we have got, if I work out how to open it, we have got a veranda. I'm so excited. It is really windy, so I don't think I'm going to go out there right this second. It also looks like it might be raining. I'm not sure. But we will definitely be out there later in the vlogs. But that is our veranda. How excited are you to be in the room?
Very.
Are you glad we went for the veranda?
Yeah.
Yeah, so last time was a 3-night sailing, so we just did the porthole. We didn't do it inside a room. So we had the porthole, which I think for the amount of time we were in the room was enough, because we were off a lot of the port days, whereas because we've got like the day at sea where it's just sailing through the fjords, I think having the veranda is just ideal. There's no like fighting for a seat, we've got our view. So excited. Shall we open up the gifts? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So before this sailing, there has been like some discrepancies with if people were getting the older Castaway gifts or the new Castaway gifts. So I'm so happy that we have the new ones. So we are silver, so this is our second cruise sailing with Disney, so you become silver after your first sailing. So we have our lanyards in here, which I'll open in just a second, and then we have the Castaway Club tote bag. Now I didn't realise, because I don't think anyone said this, it's like a waterproof material, so that is really fun. And you've got Captain, Mickey and Minnie on there, and it's got a zip, so this will be very, very practical. And I already know we're going to buy more merch than we have space for, and are going to need to take this full of stuff home. So this is the mug that Aaron's sister brought him for his birthday. Basically it means you get more beer in this mug for the same price as buying a beer normally, I think. Yeah. So these are the lanyards. I'm so excited to have these. So you have got little Captain Mickey there, and your stateroom card will go in here. Now I know I've got a magic band set up, but I just really wanted these because I've seen everyone else get to wear them and we haven't yet. And oh, it's not clipped together. That's awkward. Ta-da! So we are now out on the veranda. Aaron, what are your thoughts?
Very cool.
Very cool.
Like that.
So excited. I mean, currently it's just a view of Southampton, but when you think in like 2 days time we'll be waking up in the Norwegian Fjords, how crazy is that? Like, how good is that gonna look? So we have a chair each and a little table, which I mean, that's all we need. That's all good. So we have just unpacked our magnets. We keep these in our carry-on bag, so we've got them when the stateroom's ready because our luggage isn't here yet. And these are all from Indigo Dinosaur. So we have this Captain Mickey and Minnie, which say our names, Aaron and Abbie, and we had these for our last cruise, as well as Little Mando and Little Orange Bird. But new for this cruise are these like cruise celebration magnets. I don't quite know what else to call them. So this is from our sailing on the Dream last year to Belgium, and then we have one for this sailing for the Fantasy. So we're going to film putting them on the door, but I just thought I'd give you a nice show of them here because the lighting isn't the best in the corridor. And we're going to put up our fish extender as well, which I showed you in my DIY video. So we're going to hang up our fish extender on our little fishy. Oh, that's not very straight. That'll do. Magnets. Should I put the cruise ones down here? That is our magnets on the door. So we were just about to head out and do a little wander up the ship and see if there's anything that we wanted to do before the muster drill, but our first suitcase arrived, so we unpacked that, and then our second suitcase arrived, so we've unpacked that, but we are now fully unpacked in the stateroom. I mean, most things are packed away, so you can't really tell. But we have a really fun little corner on these shelves. So this little shelf unit here, we have all of our other refillable mugs. So Aaron got this, I want to say my sister picked it up in the character outlets last January, so January 24 for him. And then we've got our refillable mugs from Disney World. And then we have like a mini library going on here. We both have our Kindles as well, which is guarded by Pirate Mickey. I have all the rest of my mini ears here. Aaron has his up on some hooks over there, and then we have my beautiful new Loungefly and then some other bags in here too. I don't know, this corner just looks really fun. So the chandelier on the Fantasy looks like a peacock feather, and then the carpet down in the atrium also matches. How fun is that? So the atrium and the chandelier are all sort of peacock themed, and we've been on the Dream and I love this chandelier on the Dream, but I must say I think the chandelier on the Fantasy is better. She's definitely more beautiful. So here on deck 4 is shutters, and you can either scan and hold your card or magic band here, or you can scan the QR code for the mobile site, and that is where you'll be able to see all of the pictures that they take on the cruise, and we've paid for the photo package because we think it is more than worth it. So we are now continuing down along deck 4, so we've got the outside just there, and we are heading into Europa, which is the adult only area where like all of the bars are located. There are some some family friendly stuff during the day, and in the evening they are adult only. So this is La Piazza, and then in here is O'Gill's pub, and I think there's like different trivia and that goes on in there. And then in here is Ooh La La, which currently has a beverage seminar on, but it will be where like you can get champagne tasting, and it's the champagne bar, and I'm doing a champagne tasting course there later. Just over here, so just by Ooh La La, is this hot buffet station. So of an evening, probably a lot later in the night, like 10, 11, 12 p.m, there's like a hidden hot buffet here. So if you didn't know and you're around, grab some. Ready? And so the whole area is like themed after Europe. which is why it's called Europa. So this way is the Tube and the Skyline Lounge. And now the Skyline Lounge is the same as what we had on the Dream. And these are the toilet area, although I really feel like it looks like Tatooine. So yeah, so the Tube, is it called the Tube?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Tube is themed after the London Underground. And so we've just come down the stairs by Europa, and this is Animator's Palette, which we are having dinner at in a couple of nights' time, not just yet. And Deck 3 Corridor has some of the most beautiful artwork. It's Queen of Hearts. Just look at these. I spent a lot of time looking at similar artwork on the Dream. And it also has the most gorgeous round porthole windows. Then in here, if you can see, is the inside of Royal Court, where we will be dining tomorrow evening. We're just taking a sneak peek look in the window of all of the shops. So this one is Sea Treasures, and it has most of the fantasy specific stuff in it. These will be open later on tonight, I believe. Over on the other side you have Mickey's Mainsail, which has pins, ears, some different types of Loungefly as well, a few homeware bits, and then further down this side there are some plushies. So it's quite windy, so I'm not sure how much you can hear me, but we are up on deck 12 and we have found the funnel. Whoop, whoop. So this is Nemo's Reef, which is currently closed, but it's a good time to show you. So this is a splash pad for children, I believe, who are like under 4, maybe under 3. So this is where they can go instead of the pool.
Celebration.
Deck chairs, because after the show we're going to have a crazy dance party.
Hello, Disney Fantasy! My name is your entertainment crew staff team. All I like to say, your Disney Fantasy host.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy, and I have one question for you. Who is on their first ever Disney cruise? Let me see those hands.
Who said with us before? That's with the almost make some noise! Here's a little lady with a big itinerary, Minnie Mouse!
And here's a couple of guys who are up to have some fun. It's Chip and Dale.
And here's a guy with a real flair for fashion, Daisy Duck!
Oh, we could never forget about you, Donald.
Don't forget about us either.
It's Goofy and Pluto.
What up, dogs? Oh, and last but certainly not least, Mickey Mouse!
Come on, everybody. Let's sail away.
It's the moment people have been waiting for.
muster drill, and we were like one of the first ones there, and I did this on purpose because I remember how we lined up last time, and it sort of was like the first people were closest to the door. So we were literally up, bought our cocktail, and like completely opposite on deck 12 to the screen within like 5 minutes of being released. Like we climbed the stairs, we did all of that, and it was perfect. So if you don't know, last time we did a really full cruise in August, and it was going to Belgium, and it was a packed ship, and we didn't get a good spot at all, and I really couldn't see over people to see the sail away show, so I was a little bummed. So this time we got the perfect view, and it made me a little bit emotional. Actually, I don't think Aaron knows this because he was stood behind me, but like getting that perfect view just feels like it's really set this cruise up to be the best cruise. So we've just come back to the stateroom to drop off our cups from our cocktails. This is now like a little tradition of us that we get the cocktails for the sail away party. Now, because of the weather, sailing away has been delayed from now until I think they said 10 p.m. I might be wrong, so that's a bit annoying because that delays like the shops opening and everything, but it's fine. We'll get what we get. There's no pressure to get the merch. Also, there's lots of YouTubers on this cruise, which is interesting. There's Adam Hatton, Gary C. I've also seen Chloe from Parks and Pals, and there's some other small YouTubers that I know in my Disney community. And I think there's a couple more that others have seen on board as well. So it's going to be a fun trip. There's going to be lots of people. It's going to be good. So we now have a few different things that we want to do. So I'm thinking we're just going to get freshened up, get ready maybe for dinner, which is quite early because it's only 5 p.m. and our dinner's not till 8:30, but there's a few quizzes that we want to do, a few characters we want to meet. Yeah, there's quite a bit that we want to be doing. Yeah, just gonna chill. I'm gonna charge the camera up a little bit, and then we'll see you once we're ready for dinner. So I am now ready for dinner, even though dinner isn't for like 3 hours, but I want to get ready now so we can take a chill evening and do different activities that we want to do. Aaron really likes the live music in the atrium, so he's already headed there with his refillable mug to grab a beer and listen to that while I finish getting ready. So I have on my pink mini ears, which I bought in Disney World. I have a little shell necklace, which I don't think you're going to be able to see, but because a lot of the food at Enchanted Garden is seafood, I felt like it worked. And then for my dress, I have this floral H&M dress, which I actually bought at Topolino's in Disney World, and I packed this previously on our last cruise, but we didn't get to do Enchanted Garden like in normal clothes because it was pirate night. So having Enchanted Garden first just really is perfect because I've been waiting to wear this outfit. Let me turn you around. So yes, this is what the dress looks like, and to me it just meets the Enchanted Garden vibe so well. So yes, we are now going to head down to the atrium, listen to some music, then I think there's some characters we want to meet and also a quiz we want to do. I know the lanyard sort of ruins it, but I'm just so excited to have it that I'm going to wear this, but I'll probably take it off for photos. So I will see you down there later. So we headed up to O'Gill's, but it was already full in there and I don't like being really cramped in, so we probably could have found somewhere just to chill, but it's our first day, we're not in a rush. I feel a little deflated that we didn't get to do the quiz because it's one in particular that I wanted to do, but there's going to be other quizzes, it's fine. So we are now just back chilling in the atrium because I just love the atrium vibes. Aaron is grabbing a beer, and then we're going to do the photo opportunities that are happening in here in a little while. So we chilled in the atrium for a bit, and there was a band which were actually turned out just warming up because we saw them walk past later in like their full costumes, but they were really fun. I think it was like, was it the Francophones? Something like that. There was a clip like record phones, something like that. That was the vibe anyway. So we listened to them while we were waiting to meet Mickey. So we've met Captain Mickey, and then there was some fun like photo shot backgrounds, so we did some of those, and then we went and met Goofy. So today we have met Minnie, Mickey and Goofy, which feels pretty good. I know we did more on the Dream, but there was genuinely more characters out because it was a shorter cruise, I believe. Like they haven't been as like back to back as they were then, which is nice because it feels a lot more chill. So just put back to the room because we had like the big rucksack with us with like all of our waters and that in it, which we don't need to take to dinner, and I've just changed into my heels because I thought it would be nice for our first dinner. So we are gonna head down in a minute because it's only just gone 8 o'clock, hasn't it? Oh, it's not even 8 o'clock, I'm telling fibs. So yeah, we'll be heading down to Enchanted Garden tonight. I don't know if we're sharing a table with anyone. We have requested a private table, but I will let you know. I obviously won't vlog loads if we're not on a private table because that doesn't feel fair to the other people we are sat with.
Everybody on this island has a throne on this island, so maybe I can go with mine. I can work it right, I can make us strong. I'll be satisfied if I play along. But the rest inside is a different song. Would it go with me? See that light in the sky, you can see it's blinding. No one knows how deep it goes.
So for dinner we were in Enchanted Garden and we had a private table and a window table, which was an absolute win for us. So this is what the menu looks like in Enchanted Garden. You can easily find like PDFs of these online, which definitely show it a lot clearer than what I filmed it. So definitely check those out if you are interested. This was the bread service. Now me and Aaron love the bread service at all the restaurants, and this was like a hummus dip. I then got the lobster ravioli pasta for starter. Aaron got that, and we also shared the tuna tower thing, which was actually really good. And for main, we both got the scallops with couscous and asparagus, and they actually brought another one out to share. And I went for a sundae for dessert, and Aaron went for the sticky toffee pudding. What have we found in the fish extender, Aaron?
Some
Pixie dust.
pixie dust.
So Aaron just picked up that pixie dust in the background from our fish extender, and this is tonight's towel animal. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe a penguin? Maybe a snake? I don't know. But it's fun, and we have the yummy Disney Cruise Line chocolates. So Aaron is just heading down 2 decks to deck 4 to fill up our waters for the night. Because if you didn't know, there is like a water refill station around deck 4 because it is a running track, so just like on the outside bit. So our dinner tonight at Enchanted Garden was absolutely amazing. Our servers are incredible. They brought Aaron some extra scallops over because he just had smaller ones on his plate compared to what I got, and they were like, no, we're just gonna bring you more. So yeah, absolutely love them, fantastic, can't wait to have 6 more dinners with them. It's gonna be great. All of our food was great. It's a little bit noisy in there, and I don't like making a big scene at dinner when vlogging. So for starters, we both had the lobster ravioli, and Aaron also had the tuna tower. And I did try a little bit of that, and it was pretty good. I would recommend both, but I do love the lobster ravioli. And then for mains, we both got the scallops, and for pudding, I got the chocolate brownie sundae because I had that last time. Absolutely loved it. Disney Cruise Line sundaes, absolute best. You have to get at least one. And Aaron got, it was like a sticky date pudding, like sort of like a sticky toffee pudding. So yes, we are stuffed. Enjoyed the dinner, had a great time, and we saw Mickey and Friends, which I'm sure I've either already showed you or put in a clip now. And then just on our way out, Donald Duck was meeting, so of course we had to end the day by meeting the #1 duck. So we are now going to get ready for bed. We need to put the clock forward 1 hour for tomorrow, and yeah, I will see you in the morning for a full day at sea. So yes, so tomorrow will be next week's vlog for you, and I will be doing royal gathering and a champagne tasting, as well as it being formal night. Aaron is going to a beer tasting. He probably won't take you along because I might do some activities, but I'll definitely get him to give us a little review of what it was like. And yeah, that's it. That is the end of Embarkation Day. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you back here this time next week. Bye!